Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, and we are looking at what does your data say, don't assume no. We've been looking at the UK driving license data. Today we are still looking at that, and we are looking at these by penalty points, and also um, we'll be looking at the ages and the groups as well. So we are looking at things like who is accumulating the most points on their license, which age group is accumulating the most points on their license. We're analyzing the demographics to see which age group has the highest concentration of drivers with endorsements. You know, and we can even look at the trends, how it differs between males and females, from young drivers, all the way to we'll say adult drivers. So we are looking at penalty points across different age brackets. We'll compare the different genders. Let's see what we will find. Right. So if you look at this here, what we have here in our rows, this is our we have the ages here, from age 16 all the way to ages 102, and then across here are the points. Now, I think the very first thing that I was um yeah, I guess I wasn't really aware of was that there were people that had accumulated more than um 6 points, more than 12 points, 9 points even. And I think that was the part that that first shocked me. And there's actually someone, it seems, that has accumulated as much as 102 points. I thought maybe the data was wrong, and then I had to go and check whether it's possible to accumulate that many points. And in certain scenarios, it's actually possible to get that many points. Just because you have those amount of points doesn't necessarily mean that your license gets taken from you. So that was an interesting eye opener. So um, maybe we would look at those two. Maybe let's look at that first, and before we come to the one that is probably standard, where we look at points 1 to 6. Already when you look at the chart, you can see this is where we have the greatest accumulation of points. You can see our colors here. You can see a lot of people seem to have accumulated three points. A lot of people have accumulated 6 points, and then sort of 9 points as well. And by the time we scroll to the right, you can see a lot of zeros. So um, that's nice. Now, something that you would also notice within the data, you can see 44, 46 here. The reason 45 isn't there is just because there's no one that has accumulated for 45 points. So whenever you see a skip like that, like you're not seeing 41 points here, you have 40, 42, 43. The missing numbers are cases whereby you don't have anyone that has accumulated those amounts of points within the age group. So a lot of things that we can see. First of all, if we were to obviously we have this by age. If we were to sort this out, sort this from highest to lowest, you can see that the highest number of points, if you look at the top three, for some reason, those aged 45, 54, 37, and these ones are very close. All of these 72s appear very close. But sort of within this age bracket here, you can see 45, 54, 37, 40, 46, 38, 44, 43, 42, 39. That's already giving us a range. Those are the ones that seem to have accumulated a lot of points. I that's interesting. We would need to look at that more, I guess, because those ones are driving a lot more. And in terms of the lowest accumulation of points, that this obviously makes sense. You have the person that's 102, those that are aged 101, those that are aged 100, 99. So we can see a lot of these people are very elderly people. So a lot of these people shouldn't may not necessarily be driving. Um, within these age brackets. We do have the 16s as well. That makes sense. And then the number starts creeping up, and then you've got 17. All of them still majorly within the 90s range, and then you start having the 80s. So as the age is dropping from 102, we can see the number increasing, which yeah, that completely makes sense. So let's look at this now. So this is very interesting in the fact that we have a lot of accumulation of points here around the 3 points. Um, it seems yeah, I think that's the reason. I think it's the way it's. I think part of the reason why this is happening is the way the penalty points are being given as well. It seems a lot of people are being given 3 points off the back. Because you can see we don't have a lot of 1 points, we don't have a lot of 2 points. Automatically, it just goes all the way to 3 points, and you can see a large accumulation of 3 points, and then some people get 3 points on top of that again, and then you can see a large accumulation here of 6 points, and also you can see 9 points as well. So you've got 3 3 3. That makes sense because a lot of offenses generally you they would offer 3 points, and looks like in fewer cases they're offering one or two. um that's one part. So if we look at the ages of people here, seems we have a majority. The highest number here is about 51, 52 here, 52, 592, 52, 592, and that's age 45. I think that was similar to what we saw before. Let me uh let me reduce this. Now, part of the reason why I have these age groups here is, I was scrolling to the right all the way here. But if we just wanted to focus on the age groups 1 to 11, I would just, I mean, the points, rather, the points 1 to 11, I just click that, and then that gives me just 1 to 11. If I take that out, that will give me the full range. So this way we can really focus on just points 1 to 11. If I sort that again, we can see again ages 45, 54. Those numbers reverse. That's interesting. We've got 37, 40, 46. So if you're within this age range, 38, 44, 43, 42, um, I'm curious, what exactly is causing people within this age range to get um, points in their on their license? Um, that's interesting. I would have expected a slightly different figure, but that's what the data is showing us currently. It has a mixture of ranges all the way from 30s. It appears to be 34 is here, so I was about to say late 30s, but 34. So somewhere between 34 and the 50s brackets, people seem to get points. So if you're within that age range, um, yeah, just take notes. That's interesting. So if we sort it by age again, we can obviously see as the age is increasing, 18, the amount keeps increasing. From here, it starts increasing 19, 20, in the 20s, it increases all the way into the 30s, the points increases as well. That is interesting. Into the 40s, and then it goes into the 50s, and then from the 60s is where the points starts reducing. That is very interesting. Now, this is showing the data for both males and females. Let's see just the males currently. Looking at just the males, we have it looks as though it's the same as well. Looking at just the males, 54, 45, 50, 37, yes, 36, 41. So it's definitely the same for the males. Okay, and then if we look at females, now this is something that you need to know. Let me take the males away. The total points that have been penalty points that have been given so far is going into the millions. We have over 3 million. Let me get the exact number. We've got over three, yeah, 3 million, 3.2 million points that have been issued out. That's a lot of points. Um, yeah, now out of those 3.2 millions, males have accumulated 2.2 million of that. That's interesting. And then females have accumulated nine, just getting to about a million. So roughly kind of not really a third, two-thirds, more or less. I'll probably say 30, 30, 70 if I were to estimate um, that there. So if we look at the female gender, how many have accumulated points for females? We've got 40, 40s, 30, 40, 40, 30, 40, 50. That's 150 there, another 50 there, 50 again, 50. Okay, this is very surprising data that those within these age groups have more points on their license. And if we check the breakdown here, if as the age increases, we can see it's same thing applies. It increases as well. The number increases into your 30s, into the 40s. All right, now that's interesting. So it goes into the 40s, and then after the 40s, it plateaus for females and it starts winding down after the 40s. So those within the 40 bracket, 40, let's see the highest here. The highest concentration here is between, let's see, 18,000 here, 45, 46. If you're somewhere within the ranges of 45, 46, there's something causing you to do something that will make you get a penalty point as a female. Please don't do whatever it is. And for males, obviously, I think for males that was higher. There's something that's making males collect license points between the ages of 54 and 57. Okay, so that is very, very interesting. Overall, we can see that there's obviously less points have been accumulated by females than males. We can see the age group that seems to be collecting more points. And in terms of interacting with this data, they are just a lot of this is to help with our filtering, whether we want to see by males or females. If we wanted to just focus on a particular age, that's why I have that here. But I had to group them to make this easier. Now, if we wanted to see it by group, we also have that as well. If we drill up and then let's take that one up as well, it shows you the highest concentration. Let's clear that, and we can obviously see that the highest concentration of points are here between somewhere between 1 to 11 points. And yeah, even we still have some thousands here from 12 to 22 points. And yeah, obviously the something here between 45 to 54 is where we have the highest number of points that have been accumulated. I did not really expect that. I was under the assumption that um, newer drivers should accumulate more points. Um, well, because they should be able to they'll make more mistakes. I guess it depends. So newer drivers could probably potentially make more fatal mistakes. Um, but it looks as though within this age brackets here, maybe it's just a case of confidence. Maybe um, people just get very confident, and that makes them bring their guard down. But this is very, very interesting data to obviously see and explore. So that's what we'll look at today, and I'll see you in the next video. So if this has helped you in any way, if it's very, very interesting data, I mean, if it's very interesting information that you've received, um, obviously drop a comment, leave a comment down below. Let me know what has actually touched you, what has moved you, what surprised you in this particular data set that you can see now. This data was is accurate as far as November 2025 is concerned, well, up to November 2025. And then also there were certain notices that were placed within the data saying that this doesn't necessarily mean everyone here is an active driver. So just take that into consideration as well. Well, thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.